Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our last Window Shopping Wednesday. I'm Miss Sammy.
I'm Miss Melissa.
We've decided to end Window Shopping Wednesday just because we've got to start prepping for summer and things are starting to slowly change. Maybe a little bit of normalcy again, kind of.
We can hope for it.
Yep. So we will be posting photos of books online to still get those new books out there for you to be aware of, but we are not going to be doing it in video format anymore. Just wanted to let y'all know. It's been really fun to do this, though. Book talk books with you. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll get us started. I've just got some brand new board books that I wanted to let you know about. So these are some really cute ones by Grace Lynn. The Last Marshmallow. What Will Fit? And there's a whole little series, and it looks like we got most of them. Very cute books. Up to My Knees. And then Leo Loves Mommy. And other adventures are the Lola stories, which those are super
great.
Cute.
That was one of our prize books last summer.
That's
Lola
right.
Loves Leo.
That's right. Adorable characters, and we love to showcase them. And then a brand new vehicle, trucks, cars book, Race Cars Count. So some cars and counting. Always super fun. So those are our new board books. Board books are always nice for those younger kids who aren't quite ready for thin paper pages yet. Alrighty.
Those look great, Sammy.
Yeah. Think you might take any home for your little one?
Oh, I think she's firmly into picture books now. Her attention span's pretty long.
That is awesome. Well, we'll see if any of the picture books that I have pique your interest.
Excuse me.
Alrighty. This one is A Gift for Amma, Market Day in India. I just love this one. End papers, that's what this part of the book is called when you first open it. They're just always so fun when they're like, some of them are just plain, but this one has got some color to it, and I love that. Which leads me into the story because it's all about different colors. So instead of just being like yellow, this is saffron or orange. We've got some different colors here. Or lotus. So very cool. Very colorful. And it takes you through the market. Peacock.
Very beautiful.
And this one I just learned about yesterday, and this is called Your Name is a Song. And this one is just so wonderful because it is it's about this girl who's going to school, and she does not have, I would say, like an average name that you can pronounce easily, which does not mean it shouldn't be pronounced correctly. And so it's really great because there's a whole bunch of names in this book, and it shows you how to pronounce them.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And there's even a YouTube video with the author saying all the names correctly. So if you can't figure out how to pronounce them phonetically, the author has that video and says them out loud to learn how to say all those different names.
That's awesome. I love that.
And then this one I thought was really sweet, probably for a younger one, and a great bedtime or just like calm down story. Like the Moon Loves the Sky. And this one, each page starts with Inshallah. I just looked up how to say that because I wanted to make sure I said it correctly. Inshallah, you are kind to those most in need. And it just, each page starts with Inshallah and then says something positive, and it's a really sweet book about this kid growing up and all the things that they go through and the strength and skills they need in life. And then this one I read yesterday and I was like, well, I wasn't going to expect that out of this book. So this is called The Suitcase. And I think there's a lot that you can read this book on a couple different levels, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You can really dig deep into it and like get in like an immigration story out of it, or you can get a friendship story out of it. It's just a really sweet book about these 4 characters and this teal salamander looking character. All he has with him is a suitcase. And he's telling his friends what is in that suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
And then his friends, when he falls asleep, they break into that suitcase because they really want to know, well, you can't have a table and chairs in that suitcase. And then they end up helping him settle and finding a home for him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, so those were the picture books that I wanted to highlight today for our last window shopping Wednesday. Ready? Should I jump into my children's fiction quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty. So I've just got 4 that piqued my interest today. So this one is called Spindlefish and Stars by Christine M. Andrews. And so this one I would say is typical like 3rd to 5th grade reading level interest. And so this is about the main character, Chloe, is a wall jumper, turnip picker, corn shucker, and not a hand wringer. I'll have to read more to figure out what a hand wringer is because I'm not totally sure. And her and her dad have always been together, but then one day he doesn't come back. And so he always made a promise that he would be there, he would return. And so what kind of starts out as just a normal little story turns into a bit of a fantasy adventure to find him.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see, this one is Take Back the Black by Crystal D. Giles. And Giles reminded me of another author. I'm blanking on his first name, but at first I thought it was him with a new book, but it is not. It is just another Giles, Crystal D. Giles. And so some things are worth fighting for. And this is a story about a boy in 6th grade, and he is kind of experiencing life one way and, wants to, defend what happens, and I'm butchering this. I'm like trying to read and figure it out at the same time. But the cover piqued my interest mostly, is why I grabbed it. And I just thought it was another really great story. And I've seen some good reviews about it. But he's protecting he's standing up for what he believes in, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's another just great story, middle grade story about, being able to just stand up for what you believe in. Always something to read about. And then I've got The True Definition of Neva Bean. And so another great Own Voices story. This one kind of fits the timeline that we're in right now. Summer vacation is supposed to be the best time of year. So I mean, I'm looking outside thinking, ooh, spring, and right after spring is summer. And so this is a great seasonal read about summer vacation. Alrighty. And then
As you say that, I think I heard thunder. That's why I was turning my head.
I love a good rain. Some people are like, it just makes me dreary, but I love a good rain. It truly means that we're past the snow and on to spring, summer. And then this last one piqued my interest mostly because of the cover. And then I looked it up and there were some good reviews about it. Girl Giant and Monkey King by Van Hoeng.
Oh, the Monkey King is a traditional Chinese mythology.
Sorry, I'm hiding behind the book, but I'm shaking my head. Yes. And
very cool.
Jin Luen Yang has written about the Monkey King. And I would put this on par with like Percy Jackson mythology, but
very cool.
About, of course, Asian mythology, culture, traditions. Very cool. Look at that dragon on the back. That's pretty cool too.
That's really neat. I like that illustration a lot.
Yes. And then again, normal, bigger chapter book for 3rd to 5th graders. This one, I think, these two, all of these probably 3rd to 5th grade.
Yeah, I would think so.
Alrighty. Well, those were my chapter books. What have you got for YA chapter books?
Well, I have quite a variety again because I didn't want to leave anybody's favorite genre out in our last Window Shopping Wednesday. I'm going to start with, now I don't know if you know this, Sammy, but actress Reese Witherspoon has a young adult book club that she runs online. I
just saw that. I thought she just had an adult one, but then I was looking at other titles and it was like Reese's YA book club. And I was like,
this is the Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namie. I actually read this. Not because I was interested in participating in the book club, but now that I've read it, I might go back and look at some of her other titles that she's picked to discuss. Main character has suffered 3 big losses in her life. Oh, excuse me.
Tickling your throat.
Exactly. And her family decides that as a solution, they're going to send her from Miami, where she lives all among her Cuban community, to England to live with an aunt who married a British man and lives there. And one of the things I found really, really interesting about this book is this girl is like a master baker.
Ooh.
And so she's baking all of the time. And in particular, she's baking Cuban dishes. So that was really like a side interest. And I know from working with teens that there are quite a lot of them that have really gotten into baking, especially during pandemic. So that's kind of a cool twist to that story. But a nice, light, fun, almost romance, but not really. And a nice finding yourself type of story. Because like I said, she does suffer 3 big losses in her life in 3 different areas of her life. On a totally different note, but also a little bit the same, because this is all about finding oneself. This is Awakening of Malcolm X. It's a novel written by Alyssa Shabazz, who is Malcolm X's daughter, and
that's another
Tiffany
Shabazz.
D. Jackson.
Ooh.
So it is fiction.
Okay.
But it draws on the events of his life and how he became Malcolm X. So like his young adult years, which I thought was really a cool idea.
Yeah. Well, and Shabazz has written a couple others, before Betty X, and X is her first one, I believe.
Yes,
and
but this is from his point of view, growing up. And
and this is his teen years. That sounds really good.
Yep, I thought so too. Excuse me. You were talking about end pages.
Yeah.
So this is The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. And check out that beautiful illustration on the end pages.
Ooh.
That's actually what caught my eye. The cover is also very kind of exciting, and you sort of go, what is this going to be about? When I read the end flap, because I haven't actually read this one yet, I do caution you, it might hit a little close to home.
Mm.
There's been a deadly flu that sweeps the globe. But be assured, this is fiction. It is not true. It is not what's been happening this last year. But I thought this might be just an escape that you might understand a little bit better after having gone through this year. So that's why I really wanted to mention that. It's just like, it's got all kinds of like notes that the characters are taking for themselves on the experience that they're having. I'm very, very intrigued by this one, even though I know it might cause a little anxiety.
This one might be very fitting to read right now.
I feel like in a really very strange way, you might relate to this in a different way than you would have if the author had come out with it 5 years ago.
Yes.
So that's why I wanted to highlight that one. This one, I just think this sounds so silly and fun. It's called A Complicated Love Story Set in Space, and it is by Sean David Hutchinson, who has written quite a few other young adult novels.
I'm looking at the other ones that he's written on the back.
Yes. We Are the Ants, The Apocalypse of Elena Mendoza. And from my experience with his other stuff, it's always like, wow, that was funny. I didn't expect that, but that was funny.
Gotcha.
So in this story, there's 3 teens who all of a sudden wake up and find themselves on a spaceship called Curiosity, spelled with a Q. And it's about to explode, and they need to survive. And not only that, they need to survive murder, aliens, a school dance, and one really, really, really bad day.
Cool.
So this might be a good escape after you maybe tackle the Electric Kingdom.
The like space part has me also thinking about Among Us.
A little bit. A little bit. Maybe there are imposters. I have not.
Well, there was murder.
Murder is very true. Very, very true. I've got 2 others. One is Roman and Jewel. And in this book, our 2 main characters are the acting in a version of Romeo and Juliet. And a video of them practicing ends up going viral.
Ooh.
And my understanding is that the girl is, I think that she wasn't initially the lead, but this video pushed out somebody else. So there's definitely additional intrigue beyond the parallels to the play that they're actually putting on.
Interesting.
So I thought that one looked really interesting. And then who does not love a great historical fiction? I love it.
I love it.
Love it, love it, love it. This is a Prince Honor book as well. It's called We Are Not Free by Tracy Chee. You might recognize her from The Reader. That was so popular a few years ago.
Yes. Yes, I read those. Listen to those.
So this takes place following Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
And it follows 14 Japanese American teens whose lives have just gone completely upside down. And this one also felt like a very hot button issue kind of book, in particular to what's going on right now, which, you know, we learn from history. So it might be a really great thing to pick up. Take a look.
Yeah.
Do some deep thinking.
It's definitely been on my to be read list.
So that's what I have for YA fiction. I did not bring any nonfiction today. All of my new stuff that I'm really excited about is checked out. So that's great, right?
Yeah,
Good
that's
problem
awesome.
to have.
Alrighty, well, I think I'm just going to wrap it up with a few nonfiction books that piqued my interest. I've got, I didn't look up how to say.
Nuestra America?
I
Think I don't speak Spanish, so
do not either, and I didn't think to look up that. But the subtitle is 30 Inspiring Latina Latinos Who Have Shaped the United States. And these books are becoming more and more popular where they have a variety of people in them. And then this one is about Prairie, who was a librarian and storyteller. And there's actually a award named after her.
Mhm.
And then all the way to, of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda. So I just love how these stories just highlight a whole bunch of different people and make you more aware of the amazing contributions of a variety of people in history. Or not history, because Lin-Manuel is alive right now. And then, since it's Women's History Month, I've got a couple about some pretty awesome women. So this is called Breaking Through the Ice. Or Breaking the Ice, not breaking through, just breaking the ice. And this one is about, I should have looked up this name, Manon Rumemi?
I think you're pretty close. Ruemi?
Ruemi.
Ruemi? It looks French to me.
Well, Canada, so
probably French.
yes, that makes sense.
Mhm.
And so I enjoy hockey, and I thought this, I was like, oh man, I don't think I've ever seen a picture book biography about a female hockey player. So this was definitely a first for me to see. Picture books biographies are just one of my favorite nonfiction things to read, and so
how timely too, with the Badger women just winning. What is it? Their 6th national title.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
They are. They're so great to watch.
Yeah. So I was just like, this is fantastic, and I just love how picture book biographies just keep breaking out into new making people aware of just more and more possibilities instead of just the very common, we know who all these amazing big people are. Let's branch out into the other people who are doing amazing things.
Very cool.
And then figured you would appreciate this one. Melissa enjoys gymnastics.
Indeed.
So, Flying High, Simone Biles, the story of gymnastics champion. And so this one is, of course, about, she's been to 2 or 3 Olympics.
She has been to 1 Olympics.
Okay,
in 2016, she was supposed to go in 2020 and hopes to go this year. She is still training.
She's so she's on the younger side.
She is now considered on the older side.
Yes.
usually female gymnasts in the Olympic venue only get 1 games.
Gotcha.
Their highly competitive years are usually between about 16 and 20.
Gotcha.
And I believe that she is just turned 23,
Gotcha.
I think.
This is a very simple, very little text. Just a great way to maybe introduce gymnastics.
Well, and if the Olympics does happen this summer, this would be a great one for answering questions.
Which I really hope it does, because I really want to watch it. My last female specific nonfiction book is Respect.
And who didn't learn how to spell that word from Aretha Franklin?
And it's awesome because it spells throughout the whole book. So
that's awesome.
I gotta get a little bit close so you can see voice, and then I think I saw music. It's a
Very cool.
Mhm.
The illustrations are gorgeous.
yes. And of course, it won a Coretta Scott King Award this year.
Nice.
So very awesome. And then I guess kind of an interesting one to end on, but it's still pretty cool. I have got Jumbo, the making of the Boeing 747.
Mm.
So we've done a lot on cars and trucks and trains. Well, here is one on airplanes. It's pretty cool because it's so wide. When you open it
Wow.
up,
Look at that.
gives you some great photos of just the making of this huge plane that we will.
And
What-
perspective too. Look how
Yes.
small the people are
Yeah,
in comparison to the parts. That's
Yes.
really neat.
yeah. And then I like that the main character is a young girl who is interested in learning all about it.
Cool.
So,
Those are
alrighty.
some great choices today.
Yeah, had to try and pick the best to go out on, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Alrighty, well, that wraps up our Window Shopping Wednesday series.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of these books have piqued your interest, please send us a librarian's choice form. The link is in the description section where you can find that link. And hit us up for tablets or story kits. We've got some programming bags. We've got
Wonder books.
Wonder books. Those are so great.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new. A lot of them are brand new, and they play the picture book in audio as you turn the pages, and it tells you when to turn the pages, and there's sound effects.
Delightful chime when you need to turn the pages. Yes, they're wonderful.
Alrighty, well, thanks for joining us, everyone, and we hope you have a nice day. Hopefully the rain dies down a little bit, and you can go outside and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thanks for
guys.
joining us.